Nigeria is gradually becoming one of the world's major centers for oil refining. For many years, the nation sent out crude oil but depended on imported petrol, diesel, and kerosene. The long-standing imbalance is now changing quickly. A new wave of privately driven and government-backed refinery projects is emerging across the country. One of the biggest examples is a new $50 billion free trade zone project in Ondo State, which is being developed to host a massive refinery expected to become the second largest in Nigeria.
I want to thank you for the choice of Ondo State to invest this huge amount of money, this investment. It's going to turn the state around, not just the state, even Nigeria as a whole, because 50 billion coming to the economy is a huge money.
Backbone Infrastructure Nigeria Limited is leading the huge refinery project in a larger area of Ondo State. The investor intends to construct a refinery that will process 500,000 barrels of crude oil per day within 1,471 hectares free trade zone at the Sunshine Industrial Park in Ogboti, Irele. The first phase of the refinery aims to be completed within 48 months, starting with a 100,000 barrels per day processing unit. Originally, the project cost was estimated at $15 billion, but newer reports indicate that B&L has secured over $50 billion in funding through a partnership with Canadian company. The second phase of the agreement includes the full development of Sunshine Industrial Park and the Free Trade Zone itself. This wider plan is designed to strengthen Ondo State's reputation as a serious destination for investors. NEFEX is expected to add strong technical knowledge in engineering, infrastructure, and terminal operations. When completed, the refinery will supply fuel for Nigeria's domestic market, provide raw materials for local industries, and export refined petroleum products to international buyers. The free trade zone expansion will also include roads, storage facilities, loading bays, terminals, and other logistic infrastructure. Governor Ayedatiwa of Ondo State, along with community leaders, has declared full support for the project. BNL also explained that strict governance, transparency, and a solid community support system will guide all aspects of the development. The refinery initiative is a major step in transforming the economic and industrial landscape of Ondo State. It will create thousands of jobs, strengthen technical capacity in the region, and attract more foreign investment into the state. Other refinery projects are also rising across Nigeria, helping the country grow its refining strength. Two big names, Aliko Dangote and Abdulsamad Rabiu, are leading major investment, while several other small modular refineries and gas-based refineries are being developed nationwide. The new major announcement is that the Dangote refinery is now going to expand. The company officially declared that it is increasing its capacity from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day. Once completed, the upgraded refinery will make it one of the largest refineries ever built in the world. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery in the Lekki Free Trade Zone is already among the world's largest single-train refineries, constructed at a cost of $20 billion. It started with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, and by early 2025, it had begun producing diesel, aviation fuel, and several other refined products. Sources say that the expansion will include new processing units, more storage tanks, new export terminals, and expanded petrochemical production system. The company noted that the expansion could take about 3 years once financing and regulatory approvals are finalized. Funding is expected to come through loans and new investments, as Dangote is currently discussing partial equity sales with the Nigerian and international investors. For Nigeria, this expansion represents a major milestone. It will push the country towards full independence in refined fuel production and open opportunities to export large fuel volumes to other African countries. The project will save billions of dollars in fuel import costs and help stabilize domestic and fuel prices. The success of the refinery has already encouraged the government to review how it manages local fuel supply and local participation in the oil sector. Boa Group, led by Abdul Samad Rabiu, is the second major private company developing a large-scale refinery. The Boa Refinery project in Akwa Ibom State is planned to process 200,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The company plans to produce high-quality Euroviv petrol, jet fuel, and other refined products for local use and export. Construction of the Boa refinery has been progressing steadily, and completion is expected soon. Like the Dangote refinery, the Boa facility will have its own storage systems and loading terminals, giving it independence from the often congested national infrastructure. Rabiu has explained that Boa's move into refining is part of a broader effort to help Nigeria become more self-sufficient in energy. The refinery will help reduce supply gaps, create jobs, and support downstream industries such as petrochemicals and fertilizers. The arrival of these two major private refineries marks a new stage for Nigeria's oil industry. Instead of relying solely on government-owned facilities, private companies are now leading large industrial investment and significantly expanding refining capacity. Nigeria's government-owned refineries, Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna have faced long-standing challenges, often operating far below capacity or not functioning at all. However, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has been working on rehabilitation plans for them. The first phase of the rehabilitation at the Port Harcourt refinery was reported to be almost complete, with test runs expected soon. The Warri and Kaduna refineries are also going through technical inspections and partnership discussions. The objective is to revive these facilities through joint ventures with private investors who can bring modern technology and effective management. If government-owned refineries return to stable operations, Nigeria's overall refining capacity could exceed 2 million barrels per day within the next few years. When combined with private refinery projects, this will position Nigeria as Africa's leading fuel hub. Ogun State is also developing a major industrial corridor, including a proposed new refinery near the Gateway International Airport and other free trade zones. The state government is currently negotiating with investors to establish a modular refinery that can start small and expand over time. These regional projects are important because they help reduce the cost of transporting fuel, shorten the supply route, and provide direct access to refined products for communities and local businesses. While large refineries attract most of the attention, modular refineries are quietly increasing in numbers across the country. Nigeria's refining progress is also linked to its growing ambition in the gas sector. The Nigerian LNG plant in Bonny Island is already one of the world's largest LNG facilities, and it is currently expanding with its Train 7 project. New small-scale gas processing plants and floating LNG systems are also being developed to convert flare gas into useful product and exportable energy. The federal government is actively promoting gas as the main transition fuel for the country. It is offering incentives to attract investors in gas-based industries, LPG distribution centers, and gas-powered electricity systems. All this development shows a major shift in Nigeria's energy sector. For the first time, both private and public investors are pushing in the same direction to increase local refining and processing. If finally completed, Nigeria could be supplying much of West Africa and Central Africa with petrol, diesel, and aviation fuel within the next decade. This would mark a complete transformation from an oil-rich nation that relied on fuel imports to a fully capable energy powerhouse. Do well to drop your honest comment and tell us what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.
It's going to be a mutually beneficial relationship, I believe. And at the end of the day, we all smile, we all rejoice.
We've had some other invitations, but none has provided the congruence in terms of spirit, motivation, and the leadership that we've seen from Ondo State.